Good morning, everyone. We are really excited to announce the return of Crashed Ice, Red Bull Crashed Ice at St. Paul. For any of you who were around last year to see this event, it was truly one of the great events in the city of St. Paul, not just last year, but for many years. The crowds that came out to support the participants, the competitors, the people that came from all over to watch this crazy event, the sights of the beautiful cathedral with a fresh coating of snow on it as the competition was beginning, a scene that was broadcast across the globe. I don't even remember how many different countries we ultimately had that broadcast on. It was remarkable. It was one of those things where you couldn't help but just have a smile on your face and throughout the whole event. And as we watched that course being built and realized how incredibly dangerous that whole thing was, we just kept on wondering exactly what this was going to mean. And so when the night of the competition came, and literally tens of thousands, almost 100,000 people showed up to watch that, and every one of them walked away with a smile on their face, with a thrill in their soul. It was really magical. And not only that, not only was it a fun thing to be a part of, but it was, from an economic standpoint, an incredibly important thing for the city of St. Paul. Estimates of as much as $20 million worth of economic activity in the city of St. Paul generated as a result of that event. And so we are extremely thrilled to have the return of Red Bull Crashed Ice. We said last year that this was too good to not do it again. And I hope that we hope that Red Bull felt the same way. The crowd response and just the whole setting, the whole setup was amazing. You may also recall that on that same night we had a huge event at the Civic Center, at the Xcel Energy Center. This is showing how old I am. At the Xcel Energy Center that evening, we had events at Landmark Center. We had weddings in various corners of the city. It was truly a great night in St. Paul, and so we're looking forward to recreating that. I think I blew it because I think Jake was supposed to start it off. So, but if not, I'm going to turn it over to Charlie Walsley. And he's going to talk a little bit more about the specifics of the event.
Good morning. Thanks for coming out. I'm Charlie Walsley, the coach of Team USA, and I want to introduce our athletes to you. First off, Cameron Naz. Cameron took 24th place in St. Paul last year and was a mini rookie award winner for the first time athlete. Cameron. Next we have Amanda Trunzo. She's a former member of USA Under-22 team. Amanda's parents snuck her into her brother's hockey team at age 4. She grabbed first place among U.S. athletes and 4th among international athletes in Quebec in the finals. And finally we have Brian Shack, former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher. Brian was the first place in the national shootout in Canada last year and has founded and manages a skate school called Tape to Tape. Here's our team. Thanks, guys. Well, again, thank you. Thanks for everyone coming out. Thanks for your kind words, Mayor. We too are excited that Red Bull Crashed Ice World Championship is returning to St. Paul. Since most of you were with us last year, I wanted to give a brief overview of what you can expect this year. Some are the same, some are different. Let's start with what's new. Tour stops. Globally, as you saw in the film, there are 5 stops. Niagara, Canada, Lausanne, Switzerland, St. Paul, Landgraaf, Netherlands, and the World Finals in Quebec, Canada. Another exciting change this year is that many countries around the world have started building permanent ice cross downhill tracks. Tracks have been established in both the Netherlands and Finland, and we're hoping to announce many more as the season progresses. But Red Bull Crashed Ice has not just picked up steam internationally. The U.S. fan base has also grown. This year there are 7 qualifiers leading into St. Paul. The qualifiers are where athletes qualify to participate in St. Paul based on their speed and agility. The St. Paul course is slightly different. Last year's course was the most technical in the sport's history. This year we've made it even better. It has a steeper start ramp and more space between features, creating more of a skater's course. Athletes who make mistakes will have a better chance to recover and skate their way back into the race. The last addition to this year's race is what's called the team competition, where teams of 2 compete and the time of the slowest team member determines who advances to the next round. It also is an opportunity for companies to get involved with Red Bull Crashed Ice by sponsoring teams. If anyone wants more information on the challenge, we do have a 1-page fact sheet on the flash drives that were provided in your press kits. The team competition will take place on Friday evening after the final elimination round and before Saturday's main event. One item that has not changed is Red Bull Crashed Ice will be part of NBC Signature Series and will air on NBC nationally February 16th, 2013. So let's briefly review the schedule for the week. We're here January 24th through the 26th. So on Thursday the 24th, we have the national athletes time trialing to seed themselves 1 through 100. What that means, they're going down individually and we're ranking them 1 through 100. On Friday, the international athletes, which there are 100 international athletes as well, do the same thing and rank themselves 1 through 100. We go through the first elimination round on Friday night, where groups of 4 start going down, and we take the top 64 and they compete 4 at a time, with top 2 advancing to the next round. That same night on Friday, we have the team competition, which I referenced just a minute ago. On Saturday is the main event, and that's where we continue with the heats of 4 until we get down to the final 4 and the ultimate champion is determined. So how do athletes qualify for St. Paul? They must be one of the top skaters in one of our 7 qualifiers. This year's qualifiers are in St. Louis, Dallas, Chicago, Tampa, Boston, Detroit, and here in St. Paul. There are 2 qualifying sessions here in St. Paul on January 6th, right here at the Xcel Energy Center. Registration is open now through November 21st at redbullcrashedice.com. Something I touched on last year, but I wanted to discuss again this year, is what makes a good ice cross downhill athlete. It's speed, agility, body control, and intensity. The best athletes have a background in a skating sport like bandy, speed skating, or hockey, but also have downhill experience in skiing or snowboarding. As you know, the U.S. athletes have not fared well in the past. This year, we have launched a program called Team USA Developmental Program. Team USA Developmental Program is the national governing body for the sport of ice cross downhill in the United States. Our mission is to promote the growth of ice cross downhill in the U.S. while providing the best possible experience for our participants. It's open to all athletes, and we provide coaching, training, assistance, logistical support to and from the races, a team athlete manager at every race, and local media assistance. We've included a detailed description of this program as well on your flash drive. After listening to the feedback given to us by the athletes and the residents, the City of St. Paul and Red Bull Crashed Ice designed a slightly different track this year. The course still takes place on the property surrounding the cathedral, but the start ramp is 48 feet high, or 12 feet higher than it was last year. There's an additional step-up jump over Dayton Street, additional rollers after the wall ride along Old Kellogg, and a steep transition from a bridge to the finish line. The total length of the track is 400 meters with 40 meters of drop from start to finish. Here's a video of what this will look like. Those guys make it look easy. Now I'd like to introduce Cameron Nas, who's going to talk briefly about his experience last year and what we can expect from him and the team in the upcoming year. Cam?
Thank you, Charlie. Last season was an opportunity of a lifetime. It was a great honor to represent our country in the Red Bull Crash Dice. It was also a huge experience for me. Going to all the other countries that we went to, meeting all the other international athletes, it was amazing. I made a lot of great friends and had a lot of great experiences through Crash Dice. Also, with the races, different tracks and different environments, it was very challenging, but we made our way through it as Team USA. It was our first year as a team, and our main goal was progression, which we definitely accomplished. We started out the season with, I think, 34th place was our best finish, and in Sweden we actually had our best finish of the year. It was 6th place. So we progressed and we did what we set out to do, and it was an amazing experience.
Thanks, Cam. At this point, we're going to turn it over to a brief Q&A. So if you have questions for any of us, any of the athletes, the mayor, Jake, now's the time.
Why did you decide to raise it to 48 feet, raising it 12 feet?
We wanted to make it more fun for the athletes. We redesigned the course a little bit, so instead of paralleling Dayton Avenue, we're going over the top of it, and it just worked out with the topography of the land that it ended up being 12 feet higher. If there are no more questions, we're going to be doing individual interviews in the Ice Lodge at the other end of the arena, so we'll all be available for interviews if you want to do something with us individually. Thank you for coming out.